You may have seen pictures of the famous circles of Stonehenge or the stone heads of Easter Island. There are ancient man-made formations in other parts of the world that are less famous but just as fascinating. 3 examples are the Plain of Jars in Laos, the Nazca Lines in Peru, and the Uffington Horse in England. The country of Laos is home to an unusual archaeological site known as the Plain of Jars. This site has been studied by archaeologists since the early 1900s, but no one has fully explained its mysteries. In the northern part of Laos, thousands of stone vessels resembling giant jars are scattered across a hilly plain. The vessels are quite large. Each weighs several tons, and some are 10 feet high. Circular stone discs, possibly lids, lie near some of the jars. A few lids have carvings that resemble humans, tigers, or monkeys. Exactly what the jars are and how they got there is a puzzle. A local legend says that giants used them as drinking cups. Archaeologists do know that some jars are approximately 2,000 years old and that they were used as containers. The contents of many jars were stolen long before researchers began investigating the site. However, some jars still held pots, axes, bronze bells, and glass beads. Some also held human bones, which suggests that the jars may have been tombs. On the dry plains of southern Peru, there are vast, beautiful figures etched or scraped into the earth. Enormous images of a monkey, a killer whale, and a hummingbird, as well as other creatures, are clearly visible from above. These figures are called geoglyphs, from the Greek words geo, meaning earth, and glyph, meaning picture. The largest of these geoglyphs is approximately 650 feet long. These figures had been known to local inhabitants for centuries as the work of an ancient civilization called the Nazca. The Nazca people lived in Peru from approximately 500 BC to 500 AD. However, the outside world was generally unaware of these figures until the 1920s, when air travel in the region became more frequent. No one knows why the Nazca created these geoglyphs. However, archaeologists do know how the glyphs were made. By lifting and moving dark stones from the ground, the Nazca builders exposed the lighter-colored sand beneath. By removing stones, the Nazca formed the lines and curves of each figure. These images have endured for many centuries, in part because of the arid climate of southern Peru. Heavy rainstorms, which might have washed the glyphs away, usually do not occur in this region. Almost all the Nazca figures are created from single-line drawings. A person could follow the one line that makes up a figure from beginning to end without ever crossing another line. To some researchers, this suggests that the figures were used as paths. Some archaeologists have also suggested that the geoglyphs were part of Nazca religious ceremonies. Another important geoglyph is the Uffington Horse, located in England. Scientists believe this geoglyph was created approximately 2,800 years ago during the Late Bronze Age. The figure is over 370 feet long and clearly depicts an abstract image of a horse. It was formed by digging away the green turf or grass that covers the landscape. When the Bronze Age builders pulled away the turf, they exposed the chalky earth underneath, thus leaving bright white lines. Archaeologists don't know who created the Uffington horse. Some believe it was the Celts, who had settled in what is now England by the end of the Bronze Age. Some Celtic gods and goddesses are associated with horses, so if the Celts did create this chalk figure, they may have done so for religious reasons. The Uffington horse has lasted for thousands of years. Preserving it has required great care. England has a damp, temperate climate, which affects the integrity of the geoglyph. The figure is at constant risk of being overgrown by vegetation, and must be carefully maintained in order to remain visible.